Hey guys, sorry I'm super late. It's like around 10 minutes after I wanted to start the stream. Well, honestly, let's get started here. I'm sorry if I was late. Um, but I can't really get what I really wanted. So, um, but I'm here anyway, and we're gonna start the stream anyway. I'm gonna do a welcome message here for everybody who's in this stream right now. Um, so if you guys have any questions during the stream while we're here, please do so in the chat. Um, that's all I ask. Please keep them appropriate because I don't want any messages that are very inappropriate that I have to delete some messages on stream. And I don't want that to happen. If you have questions during this stream, okay. Um, so I'm gonna send this out to Twitter, cause it's kind of like the last thing I want to do before we get this stream started. Cause I already sent it to all my other platforms, and we're gonna do that. So send that to Twitter, but we're gonna send it on my phone to Twitter. So let's see what we can do here. Sorry if I'm gonna be using my phone during the stream, but we're gonna do this anyway um since we're gonna do this with a stream on live. So just copy the link here. And there we go. We're gonna make a new Twitter post. Sorry if I'm gonna be taking long, but we're gonna do this. Go check out my live stream. You won't want to miss it. gonna do live. And okay. And okay. Alright. So let's get this stream started. Um so today we're just gonna talk about Nintendo Switch. And what I'm gonna talk about with the Nintendo Switch is what's gonna happen. So let me word this in a way that won't sound too bad. So what I plan to do is talk about what's happened during the last 5 years during the life cycle, and talk about the experiences, the personal experiences I had with the system, and you guys can leave your experiences the with the Switch in the chat if you guys want. So yeah, if you guys we're so we're gonna talk about the Switch's life cycle and what's been happening over time with with the console's life cycle. And so first off, um I don't know, let's begin talking about the first, I would say maybe like first 2 years of the console's lifespan, 2017, 2018. I would say I was really young, and I did start this channel back in 2017. So um yeah, that's got to say for something. I started this channel when the Switch came out, so um big surprise. Um, so I don't know. The first 2 years, there was not really much going on, honestly, other than like new games coming out in those 2 years, which probably isn't much, to be honest. Not really big games came out in those 2 years, other than Super Mario Odyssey and what else? Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which I don't know what anyone would buy that game. And I did buy that game, but I don't really play it a lot, and to me, it's just like Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. It's nothing special, nothing's changed. So, uh, there's nothing really special with the first 2 years in the Switch's life cycle, the first 2 years especially. Now, my experience with those 2 years. Now, the first 2 years doing that, the first 2 years of the Switch's life cycle, for me at least, was not really that exciting, to be honest. And I was looking forward to Super Mario Odyssey, and I was looking forward to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because those were the two games I wanted in those years. I was looking forward to them, and yeah, and those were 2018 was more exciting than 2017. In 2017, uh, there was nothing really that exciting, to be honest, when it came to the Switch for me, other than like other than I just got the Switch in maybe like in like July. Actually, I got the Switch back on Christmas. Yeah, on Christmas. I did get the Switch for Christmas that year. And yeah, that's kind of the most exciting thing. Other than that, I don't remember anything from like the first year of the Switch, cause there were not much games going on that way, and you know that that was that didn't that I really didn't have many memories of 2017 when the Switch came out. So 2017 was kind of like a starting point for the Switch, even though it like sold so many copies, and I don't like remember the first year of the Switch's life cycle. So yeah, there's nothing really exciting on the first year of the Switch's life cycle. But when it came down to like the second year of the Switch's life cycle, I have to say I maybe will have to say like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was the big game for me during that time, and I did I did I I remember I participated in like a demo for for Ultimate. I participated in like a demo tournament in like a store for Ultimate, and I was excited for the game. It was like right around the time Ultimate came out, and it was actually really exciting. And I was excited for the game, considering that I already had experience with the first four games. Why wouldn't I buy the fifth one, the final one that was coming out? And I I wanted to buy it, and it was a great time for me. Considering that it was, I could understand that. Oh, my Switch stopped working. Oh my gosh, that's pretty Your Switch stopped working. Wow. I'm very surprised, but um, your Switch stopped working. God. So I don't know. 2018 for me when the Switch came out, it was pretty exciting, and I think around like 2018 there was a Nintendo Switch Online as well. I particularly I particularly kind of hated the Switch Online even now. Switch Online even now. And yeah, it has some cool games on it like the retro games, but I feel like that's not enough. To me, it feels like not enough. And honestly, it does not feel enough. For me, when I think of Switch Online, when I think about other online like competitors, like like Sony or Microsoft, they do great in that department, considering that they have services that are like solid, well compared to the Switch up top, and they're gradually just doing the benefits, and it's kind of sad that they went on the path that they went through. Nintendo went on the path that they went through with with the Switch, with the online, and it used to be free during that time, and with with the Switch and stuff. And honestly, I feel like the like online hasn't reached its full potential yet at all, since you know it's got like a limited amount of games. Well, except well they expanded on it. I'm talking about like early 2018, to be honest, like in September of that year. So it was kind of limited during its first run, and then they started getting into Super Nintendo games, and then now in Nintendo 64 games, which the Switch, you know, the Nintendo 64 is cool enough, but we need more off of that. We really need more to entice us to get online. You get me? Like like retro games are not enough. And you know I know I might sound like I'm talking crazy here, but give me but like honestly, if you guys could give me a reason why, if you could give me a reason as to why, we could it, give me kind of a reason why we should buy the online expansion pack thing for the Nintendo Switch Online. Yeah, Nintendo should have kind of like, kind of like a way to kind of like entice us, because, it doesn't feel like they're doing anything to spice it up quite a bit with the Switch Online. And just for like a few retro games, and just to play online functionality for like 20 20 to 50 to $80 a pop is just seriously, like seriously, you gotta be kidding me. With that, I honestly I could buy a whole game with that, like 20 to $80 if, for the Switch Online. Like if Nintendo would give us gamers a reason to kind of incentivize us to give us gamers like a way to give the online a chance, then I would buy that thing instantly, since I would like to see kind of like, oh yeah, they care about us, and improving the Switch Online can make it so much better. And that's how I feel about it. And that's how a lot of people feel about the thing. And honestly, they have done absolutely nothing to improve the way Switch Online operates. And Sony and Microsoft do it very well. And with PlayStation Plus, they do it really well. I have a PlayStation 4, but PlayStation seems to do it well. They seem to give a lot of benefits to their audience of gamers. Whereas Nintendo with Nintendo Switch Online is like, oh, here's a couple games, and here's like a couple of online functionality and games that you can get with the Switch Online service, and call it a day. That's essentially what it is. Um, so that's essentially how I feel about Switch Online, to be honest. And with that comes 2019 and 2020. Um, Now 2019, I don't really have that much memories about it, but what I do, what I do recall happening is a lot of ports happening in that year. A lot of Wii U ports happening in that year. There were some good ones, but there were just some lazy ones too, like New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Um, I don't know why that game got ported to the Nintendo Switch, but you know, but like I say, for gamers that haven't played the Wii U, go at it. You can play the New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe if you haven't played the Wii U version yet. But for those who played the Wii U version of New Super Mario Bros. U, there's no there's no difference between Deluxe and the regular version of New Super Mario Bros. U. There's no difference other than maybe just like a typical character change. Like like Toadette being like a playable character and her turning into Peachette. Like that's that's basically what it is. That's all it is. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that you can do in there. There's nothing else. And you know, that's one of my biggest gripes with the Switch. And that's one of the biggest gripes I have up with the Switch since, you know, since I talked about ports in the video. I'll link the video down. I'm in the chat if I can find the video, to be honest. But um okay. Okay. That should be done. Okay. Oh, here we go. The Switch problem. I have the link here. Okay, so I will put this link. Nintendo has always been a. Sorry if the video played, and I'm going to paste this, and we're gonna put this in the chat. Okay. Switch. All right. So, like I said, you know, the um the ports are one thing, that that kind of ruined it for me. because those were those are kind of bad, to be honest, for me. There are some good ones. I have Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. That's a really good port. Even though it's kind of like the same story, Super Mario 3D World, um, but they did include another side story to the game, which was Bowser's Fury. Which I gotta admit, the I gotta admit the whole the whole Bowser's Fury thing was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty cool. But after all of that, it's just another. Besides all that, it's kind of like another lazy port. But um, I played I played the Switch version, the Switch version. It's pretty fun. And I did play the Wii U version previously as well, without Bowser's Fury, but yeah. And then we move on to Mario Maker. That's another game. Yeah, another game that I previously played. I don't really play much of that anymore though. But um, honestly though, I I f- I feel like the Switch has kind of had a up and down sort of with with what they're going with what Nintendo is going through. And the Nintendo Switch has its ups and downs. Like considering with the Wii U, it had its ups and downs as well. But there's been lots of problems with the Switch, and Nintendo's not doing a damn thing to do anything about it, and that's kind of sad. Um, Another thing, goodness me, I don't really know what to say, but up until now, it hasn't really improved from what I've seen, and and from 2023 onward, I don't really see it improving at all. That's the thing, I like the Switch, but at the same time, like, is there anything like remotely good on there? Because that's the thing, and I'm somewhat of a gamer that wants to give all the consoles a chance. And when I had when I had the Switch for the first time, um I was excited for it. I was very excited. And I thought it was gonna come with good games, and I thought it was gonna be like the Wii U, where it had a lot of great games, it had a lot of good things going for it, like the online and stuff. But over time, I feel like as time went on, I started to kind of like lose interest with the thing because there's a lot of games for it. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great games for it, but there's some things that are missing from the Switch that were previously in the Wii U. Free online, um, Nintendo eShop having music, and another thing that I would like to get into is the Nintendo eShop not having music. Where in the heck is music in the eShop. None. There's no music in the Switch whatsoever. There's no music in the Nintendo Switch eShop whatsoever. And and I remember listening to the Nintendo eShop music for the Wii U and 3DS, and those are great. Those are real great. And to see them not implement any type of music in the Switch in the Switch eShop whatsoever, it's kind of just Nintendo really just put an emphasis of letting the Switch be kind of soulless. Like the Switch not really having personality. And, they don't really have any custom options of the Switch. They they don't really give you anything to do with the Switch other than play games on it. And the the way you have to put your games on is kind of terrible, even though it's like on a fine. But then if you have like maybe like around 6 or 7 games, they go into like a little category with like a waffle on it. And you click that and you see all your games in like a list. Like, how is that? How is that anything great? And with the 3DS and the Wii U, it had personality. And with this, with the Switch, with the Switch, with the Switch, it has no personality. And honestly, I really do think it's kind of like the weakest out of the three consoles this generation, because think about it. There's really nothing, and with PlayStation and Xbox just dominating the market now, with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, you really just, you know, I realize, like, it has a lot of great games. Don't get me wrong, the Switch has a lot of great games. But, the the way that Nintendo consoles like the Wii U and the 3DS try to captivate you to play their games is just gone. And I know it's I know Nintendo is a business, and I know Nintendo is one of those companies that is I know that Nintendo is a business, and I know they need to make money, but you gotta understand from like a gamer standpoint, from us as gamers, you gotta understand that the consumer comes before anything else. And just, I had high hopes of the Switch. I really did. And I really thought it was gonna be a great system. And I, I really did think it was gonna be a great system. And I had hope for it maybe around 2017, 2018, and then around 2019. But as time went on, I feel like the Switch didn't really reach its full potential. Didn't really reach its full potential with what they got. And yes, it's selling like hotcakes. It's selling like hotcakes. But to really put it forward, what does the Switch how does the Switch impact gamers, honestly? With their games, with their games, aside from their games, what does the Switch bring forth? Nothing. And that's possible. That's like really why I don't really enjoy the Switch that much compared to their other consoles that Nintendo has released over the years. The GameCube was fantastic. The Wii was fantastic, even though it was like a upgraded GameCube. And the Wii U was fantastic as well. The 3DS, their handheld, was fantastic. All the consoles before the Switch were fantastic. And for the Switch to become this, it's really just kind of sad to think about since I've had high hopes for consoles before, and you know, I did, and um, I I really am gonna be kind of. It's gonna be kind of hard to admit, and I'm trying not to sound biased here, but the Switch to me is kind of like my least favorite console that has come out for Nintendo. I'm gonna be honest. Honest to God, the Nintendo Switch is like my least favorite console that Nintendo has released at this point. Aside from other great games, what else is there? What else is there? What else is there to do in the Switch? What else is there? There's no internet browser. Well, there is an internet browser if you can find it. Uh, there is a YouTube app. I think. Um, even though I think I got the Nintendo app, there's probably no YouTube app. There's no like anything on the Switch. You just got your games, and you just got the eShop to buy your games and channels, and nothing else. Honestly, and considering that the Switch was deemed to be the greatest console out of the ninth generation when it first was announced, I it starts to hurt me a little bit inside that they didn't really see the full potential of this console, and I kind of really just bummed that Switch didn't really do what it was supposed to do, and Nintendo's been making a lot of mistakes with the Switch, and I'm not gonna lie, those mistakes are on their doing, and that's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna be straight up honest. Yeah, I'm gonna be straight up honest. Like it's their doing. It's Nintendo's doing that the Switch has become what it is, and why it's not really well received by many gamers, including myself. Since to me, that's why it's kind of like my least favorite console out of the three consoles of this ninth generation. So that's kind of how I feel, in all honesty. And I really don't want to seem that way, but if gamers got to see improvements of the Switch, there would be there would be no issue. Like if I give like Nintendo we're just committing to we just commit to having like a solid state, like a solid rendition of the Switch, like with Nintendo eShop Music and all the cool features that the previous console had, and a good online service that didn't suck and that didn't charge you for maybe $20 to $80 a pop for retro games and stuff. Then I would like the Switch way more. And Well, it's basically how I feel. And you guys can put in the chat if you want. You know, that's how I felt. That's how I felt throughout this whole generation for the Switch. And I gotta say, it's kind of sad to admit. Hey, how's it going? I just recently got a used Nintendo Switch. Yeah, yeah, I'm really excited about that. But honestly, I wanna kind of reiterate this, and for people who are just coming in, I wanna say thank you and thanks for coming in. But but I wanna kind of reiterate what I was saying before, that the Switch was is kind of like my least favorite console out of the three consoles, out of this ninth generation console that we have here. Yes, yes we are. Yes we are. Yes we are. But yeah, like I was saying, the Switch is kind of like my least favorite console out of the three consoles that have come out the last generation. And considering that uh considering that it's Nintendo's most most highest selling console, I've started to kind of dwell away from the Switch, if you can say. Cuz honestly, the Switch in my opinion has some really big issues that um are really just that really need to be adjusted. And um you know people have been saying this for years, like the Switch Joy-Con drift, and the problems with Switch Online, and then Nintendo eShop not having music, and a lot of stuff that I feel like the Nintendo Switch has kind of, you know. Oh, okay. So let me see. I was inspired to buy it one day after Remes when I heard Nick Gore's podcast about turning away from Sony. I mean, yeah, if you want to go buy it, you can. But I gotta tell you, there's not a lot of great things about it. Like I'm just saying now, like these online, and the Nintendo eShop not having music, and a lot of stuff that the Switch has been missing from the last console, and from the handheld console, the 3DS. It's something that um that I feel like needs to be fixed. No, I never heard of Nick Gore. No. Sorry, I haven't heard of Nick Gore, um but honestly, but you know, I would like to hear his opinion. Do you have a link for the podcast? I would like to do that. Nick Gore's best running buck wild these days. Been running back buck wild these days. Okay. Do you have the link for the podcast? Because I would really like to see the podcast right after this stream. But um, Yeah, I would like to see the podcast. If you could give me a link, that would be nice. I ate 67 chicken nuggets this evening. Oh my gosh. Wow. That's great. Good job. It's 67 chicken nuggets in this evening. Wow. Nice. That's real nice. That's real nice. It's real nice. 67 chicken nuggets. Hey, that's a record. That's a real record right there. Hey, it's a real record. um, Let me see if I can reply. Oh, are you proud of me? My father isn't proud of me. He used to hit me with his belt. Oh God, sorry. Nick Gore is really easy to find. He's been streaming from his porch for years and years. What? Um, I don't really know, but do you have the link to his podcast? I mean, you can send me the link to the podcast if you want, because I would love to watch it right after this stream and to see what his thoughts are about turning away from Sony. And hey, I would love to see another podcast. Sorry guys, I've been having like a little bit of heartburn. Anyways, yeah. Um so yeah, yeah, I would if you could send me the link to Nick Gore's podcast, then you can. What? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Um Honestly, I don't know what to think. I love Nick Gore's podcast. He does this thing where he dances, he causes his jig, and then he jumps out at the camera and he goes boo. He does jiggle, 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 boo. Wow, that's pretty nice actually. I I would love to check it out. Is there a link that you can send me to his channel or something? Like is it on Spotify or anything? Um, I would really love to know. I would really love to know if if the if Nick Gore's podcast is on Spotify or on YouTube or something. Like, that would be something. That would be something for me to check out, you know. God. Gosh, it's been going for like almost an hour now. Oh, wow. I'm gonna interact with the chat. see what I can do here. You have the link to. Yeah, so if you guys have the link to this podcast, and please let me know and put it in the chat, because I really would love to know. God, this stream has gone on for like long enough, but I'll keep going anyways for this. It and plus it's like a Friday night, so I don't really have anything else to do. Oh wow. Wow, nice. Nice. Great comeback. Great freaking comeback as it is. Alright. I'm gonna end this stream here anyways. So um I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll I'll keep doing more streams in the future. But anyways, I'll be going off. Thanks for sticking on, and thanks for letting me into your stream. He always streams his podcast from a KFC near you. Hmm. From a KFC. Um. Okay. But thank you anyway. So I'll be getting off anyways. So thanks for joining. Thanks for joining anyways, guys. See you guys next stream.